Hey guys, I got some damn good news. Oh boy. Sorry I haven't been around for a couple of days, and sorry my voice sounds like shit. I have had the flu and it's been kicking my ass. But I had to come on and do a quick one about all the races that have gone on today. It is pretty much all good news, and man, did we ever need some fucking good news. So let's just start it off with the real big story. Mamdani, man, fucking full on win. And it wasn't close. Now, you're going to hear a lot of people saying that Sliwa was the spoiler, but I've done the maths, okay? I have done the maths, and the maths come back true. That even if Sliwa was not in the race, Mamdani still would have won by at least a point or two. It would have been closer, a lot closer, but at the same time, that's if you assume that Curtis Sliwa, all of his voters, would have gone to Cuomo. A lot of people that voted for Curtis Sliwa hate Cuomo. I mean, they hate the guy. So all you New Yorkers out there, I know that you're really nervous. It's going to be Sharia law. And you're going to have to start praying 5 times a day. They're already getting the tents out there in Central Park ready for you to get out there and face east. Come on, folks. Just relax, okay? Just fucking relax. I will say this, that this election was... Not only was it impressive in the win and being historic, the first Muslim mayor of New York, but it was the first time that anybody won 1 million votes since like the 1960s. That is unprecedented. So many people came out for this election. It's very impressive. I wanted to show you at least what we're looking at right now. I've got I've got some live feed here. Zohran has got 50.4% of the vote. So not only did he get over 1 million votes, but he also beat Donald Trump's margin in last year's election. He didn't cross over 50%. Zohran did. Now, everybody's going to start with their whole mandate thing. And honestly, I've got an issue with people going out. I've got a mandate about this and I got a mandate about that, whether it's Democrat or Republican. The mandate is you won the election. Okay. That's the mandate. It doesn't matter what percentage. I mean, maybe statewide, it probably does a little bit. If Zohran had cracked 60%, then Kathy Hochul, the governor, would immediately have to snap to and pretty much give him everything he wanted. So, but he didn't get that. But the votes tally is still coming in. It was over 2 million votes, and he very well could probably get 51.5%, maybe 52% by the end of all this. We'll have to see tomorrow how it all shakes out. But I was thinking about Curtis Sliwa, and I will give him credit, even though he's a Republican. I will give him credit for having all the integrity in the world. He doesn't have a lot of smarts, but the guy has definitely got balls and he's definitely got integrity. So I say we put him in control of getting rid of all the rats in New York City. Everybody's always bitching and complaining about the rats in New York City, even though it's a fucking water town. And when you have a water town, everything is rats. So you just kind of get over yourself a little bit. That's just how New York is. Rats and garbage and the smell of piss in the air. That's New York's summer scent, But he's got a lot of cats. He loves cats. Maybe he could put the cats in control of the rats in the subway, and then Curtis could be a real hero. You don't have to worry about getting shot by the Gambinis and the Gottis with the hollow point bullets. Anyway, I just wanted to show you that race result. And let's go through some of the other ones real quick. The Virginia governor's race, Abigail Spanberger, she won 50, right now it's looking at 57.2% of the vote over Winsome Earl Sears. You will probably only know that if you are actually living in Virginia, but Winsome Earl Spears, that's a hell of a name, could be a serial killer, but apparently was running for governor in Virginia, and unfortunately for him, old Winsome lost to Abigail. Now, moving on, we got New Jersey. That's pretty much the same tally. We got Mikie Sherrill, that's a lady, and she won 56% of the vote as well over Jack Shittarelli. And if I had any advice for the Republican Party, maybe not run anybody whose name closely sounds to the word shit, okay? I know it's Citarelli, but come on, man. Seriously? Anyway, looks like she beat the pants off of him, which is pretty great. Now, the California ballot thing, it's, ooh, man, I'm looking at it right now. This is live. It just turned over, so it's like 11:11, so we've only like 10 minutes into this. They don't really show you any results until all the votes are cast, and it ended at 11 o'clock, I believe. And right now, the yes to pass the redistricting in California is at 61% to 38%. Now, of course, all of this has got to do with all the Texas gerrymandering that's been going on, and normally this would not be happening in 2025 in the middle of the decade, but since Donald Trump hit up all of his Republican governors to go, I need you to cheat for me so we don't lose the House in 2026. Well, this is Gavin Newsom going, okay, let's play this ball, okay? You know, you guys have defined the nature of the conflict. I guess we're going to have to play it your way. And this is him doing that. So you hear a lot of Republicans out there, oh, the Democrats do it too. Honey, it's not even close. It's not even the same fucking sport. You guys are the cheatinest mofos of all time. Republicans always be cheating. And of course, immediately going, no, but they cheated. They cheated first. Fucking cry bullies. Anyway, this is far from over, the California thing here, but it's looking pretty good from what I'm looking at. It's nearly 62% of the vote. Now, we'll check back in before I get off of this thing. Let's see here. I wanted to show you this real quick. This is Zohran. He posted this up the other day, and this was him 1 year ago, I believe somewhere out in Queens. Yep, Hillside Avenue in Queens, Fordham Road, and nobody knew who he was, and he's interviewing people on the street, asking them about the last election. This was like right after the election in November, and he was asking these people who they voted for and why, and a lot of them were people that said that they voted for Trump. And I just wanted you to hear this, just so you understand.
I didn't vote.
And why did you not vote?
Because I don't believe in the system anymore.
And did you get a chance to vote on Tuesday?
Yes!
And who did you vote for?
Trump!
The $1 million question. Trump.
Trump.
Donald Trump. Well, actually, early voted. I voted for Trump.
Honestly, I didn't vote.
She voted for Trump.
I voted for Trump.
I voted for Trump.
Me too.
Before I voted Democrat. At this moment, I voted Donald Trump.
Hillside Avenue in Queens and Fordham Road in the Bronx are two areas that saw the biggest shift towards Trump in last week's election. Even more residents didn't vote at all.
They like Trump because they don't want the Palestinian, the brothers they killed. The war in Ukraine, the Democrats giving all the money and the war. This is no good.
The swing is because people want lower prices. They probably believe that Trump would give them that.
Market price or
Energy, gas.
La comida.
Food.
Most of these people are working families. They're working 1 to 2, 3 jobs, and rent is expensive. Foods are going up, utility bills are up.
And that's your hope, to see a little bit more of an affordable life?
Absolutely.
What Trump did in the first 4 years, Fordham Road saw something where Kamala couldn't do that.
There were young voters who didn't vote for her because of the genocide, and I wouldn't have voted for her if I did, but I did vote for her, obviously, because I have common sense.
Can you tell me a little bit more about why you didn't vote?
Since you're out here, Gaza, who should I vote? Either side will go ahead, send bombs from here to kill my brothers and sisters.
Palestine issue, and then other issue is like Russia and then Ukraine. He stopped that war. That's why I voted him.
You can't say you're a Democrat and stand for the genocide.
It's hard for me to listen to that and not go, not say anything about it, but he hasn't stopped any of those wars. And the ceasefire in Gaza is absolute bullshit, because anytime Israel wants to bomb and kill a bunch of people, they just say, ceasefire off. And then they kill a bunch of people. It's like, you're a kid and I'm on base, you can't touch me. And then okay, ceasefire back on. Sorry, he didn't end that war. He's not ending the war in Ukraine. He didn't end 8 fucking wars. In fact, he's talking about going to war with Venezuela and Colombia and talking about invading Mexico. Your peace president is not about peace, but people saw what was going on in Gaza with Harris and with Biden, and they did not like it. A lot of people did not like it, including me. And when a lot of people decided, okay, well, maybe Trump will be the change that we need. If you keep not giving the people what they ask for, they will constantly vote for change. No matter how bad the change is, at least it's change from what, at least in their mind, from what they have now, which it's not providing for them. It's not giving them the ability to live and to pay for bills and groceries and doctor bills and car insurance and health insurance, and their wages are still low, and the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer, and they just keep voting for change, hoping that something will take. Unfortunately, we're not getting that a year in, and I think that that's why you're seeing the results that you're seeing.
What's going on in Gaza? Period.
Practically, I like Democrat. I like Democrat, but I don't like this. Gaza, a lot of people have died.
Have you voted for Democrats in the past?
I have.
And what would it take for you to vote for a Democrat in the future?
Being able to pay attention to the regular Americans and their economic needs.
They should make economics the forefront of their campaign.
People were not really feeling it in their pocket.
I voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016. I voted against Trump also in the 2018 midterms. Insulting us, playing on our emotions. All they do is shame you, and they just want to use like glitzy campaigns, and they get celebrities. And
like if you're speaking the thing.
That right there is pretty important too. That's kind of what Democrats have been doing for quite a while now. Not providing for what regular working class people, although they're supposed to be the party of the working class. And they just bring out celebrities on stage and they get millions and millions of dollars in donations. And that donation money ends up getting paid to consultants who say, yeah, all you need is Beyonce and Jay-Z to come out there and endorse you. And then everything is golden. You don't actually have to go speak to regular folk like what Mamdani is doing right here on the street. I mean, it's almost like he's cheating a little bit, although he's not. He's just asking people why they voted the way that they did and what they need. I mean, it's not rocket surgery, folks. You talk to regular folk and they just say, my dollar ain't stretching like it used to. And New York happens to be the most expensive city in the fucking world, man. Everything is twice as much as it is anywhere else in the country. And everywhere else in the country, it's too goddamn expensive. So when you've got a candidate that feels it prudent to just speak to people and ask them what they need, as opposed to going, oh, I got this. I know what they need. They just need deregulation and a win here or a win there, and they'll be fine. They'll be fine. They're not fine. Certainly not this year with all the fuckery that Trump is doing. And I mean, the dude literally had a great Gatsby party. The same day he cuts 40 million people's SNAP and food stamp benefits. I mean, how on the nose can you get? Come on, seriously. It blows my fucking mind. Anyway, let's just finish up this video here.
That people want to hear about. I don't care what color you are. I'll vote for you.
You know, we have a mayor's race coming up next year, and if there was a candidate talking about freezing the rent, making buses free, making universal childcare a reality, are those things that you'd support?
Absolutely. He'd have my vote all day.
We need childcare that is affordable.
See, he's cheating. He's asking them what they want.
The hike in the Metro cards is like totally unaffordable.
So my name is Zohran Mamdani. I'm going to be running for mayor next year.
Wow.
Yes, sir. Wow. And I'm going to be running on that platform.
I'm going to vote for you. Your energy is...
Thank you. My energy's getting up to inflation.
Seriously, though. Just out of curiosity, let's see if he's speaking right now. Oh, hell yeah. Perfect timing.
Boxes on the warehouse floor. Palms calloused from delivery bike handlebars. Knuckles scarred with kitchen burns. These are not hands that have been allowed to hold power. And yet, over the last 12 months, you have dared to reach for something greater. Tonight, against all odds, we have grasped it.
I wish they'd show you a wide shot. Yeah, place is packed.
My friends, we have toppled a political dynasty.
Fucking love it, man. I love it. I love it. Bye, Cuomo.
I wish Andrew Cuomo only the best in private life.
I wish him a safe flight to Florida.
time.
Thank you. Me too. It would be great.
As we turn the page on a politics that abandons the many and answers only to the few.
Donald Trump endorsed him today.
New York, tonight you have delivered a mandate for change. A mandate for a new kind of politics. A mandate for a city we can afford.
Wouldn't that be nice?
And a mandate for a government that delivers exactly that. On January 1st, I will be sworn in as the mayor of New York City.
You know, man, a lot of people were reaching out to Sean Hannity telling him how sad they were. And they were all billionaires. They're all sad tonight.
That is because of you.
Anytime you can make the rich sad,
Before I say anything else,
it's a good
I must
day.
say this. Thank you. Thank you to the next generation of New Yorkers who refuse to accept that the promise of a better future was a relic of the past. You showed that when politics speaks to you without condescension, we can usher in a new era of leadership.
Look, I could listen to this all night. I don't have time to do this in the video. I just wanted to show you that. And I also wanted to tell you another thing. I saw this poll like an hour ago that I thought was fascinating. 86% of the people who voted for Mamdani said that they voted for Mamdani, not against Cuomo. 49% of Cuomo's voters said they voted against Mamdani, and only 46 said that they voted for Cuomo. That should tell you something right there. It really should. Real quick, I wanted to see if I could find this, just to be on the fair side. I wanted to see if I could dig up, where's Cuomo? Yeah, here it is. Cuomo gave his concession speech, and I figured we should probably hear a little bit of it.
Was necessary to make that point. A caution flag that we are heading down a dangerous, dangerous road.
I mean, he's still fear-mongering.
Well, we made that point, and they heard us, and we will hold them to it.
I'm standing by my daughter. Thank you for the apartment.
Also, my friends, feel proud because we accomplished the two important New York characteristics.
That a carpetbagger could run for mayor of New York.
And we made it a real race when the media had already commenced the coronation.
I was a Democrat. I lost, and then I cheated a little and ran as an independent.
And feel proud
that so many rich people gave me all this money.
We left it all on the field.
Except for the money left in my coffer. I still might run for president.
Congratulations to Zohran Mamdani.
Well, they're not happy. How about sore losers much?
That is not right. That is not right, and that is not us. That is not us.
I don't know, dog. You listen to the crowd? I think it is y'all.
And as they start to transition to government, we will all help any way we can because we need our New York City government to work. We want it to work for all New Yorkers because our city is the greatest city in the world, and we will unite for New York City because we love New York City.
All right, so let's see here. Is there anything else I wanted to show you before I get off of this thing? Oh, yeah. Donald Trump did weigh in. He says Trump wasn't on the ballot and shut down were the two reasons that Republicans lost the election tonight. I would just say maybe it's just you, dog. Maybe it's just you. Not that you're not on the ballot. It's just that you're awful and you're horrible and people are sick of your fascistic bullshit. Maybe it's that. I don't know. I can't get in the head of a narcissist, but, you know, what are you going to do? Oh, and there's this other thing, too, I wanted to talk to you about. This is pretty good. Pennsylvania had a pretty important election, and it was whether or not to retain their 3 state Supreme Court seats. And the vote was, yes, we want to retain the 3 Democrat judges on the Pennsylvania State Supreme Court. And it was it's like 61-39, and it passed. So all of those Supreme Court justices will remain on the bench. And that is very important, especially coming up to 2026 and all of the election fuckery that we are anticipating from Donald Trump. You know, not to mention the military on the streets and all that shit. It's happening. It's going to happen. Just count on it, folks. Don't let them intimidate you. Make sure you go out and vote in that election as well. Just keep that in mind. But yet again, a very, very important win. The only win that we didn't get, and I'm kind of sad about this, is Omar Fateh. Excuse me, I got to take a sip of water. Oh, I told you, sick as a dog, man. Omar Fateh, he was running for mayor of Minneapolis, and he did not win. He was probably the Zohran of Minnesota. And he tried, and he got close, but he did not win. I don't have the results in front of me. I apologize, but I did look at him like about a half an hour ago. And the guy, his name is Fry. He was running for a 3rd term as mayor of Minneapolis, and he won again. So unfortunately, Fateh did not get the press that that we did here in New York for Zohran Mamdani. But the guy's got good chops, and I hope he sticks with it, and hopefully he tries again. So congratulations to Zohran. I want to make a couple of points before I get off of this thing. News pundits suck. I mean, just straight up. They keep asking people from like 15, 20 years ago to weigh in on stuff that's happening right now. And they still, in their brains, think it's 15, 20 years ago. I mean, Chuck Schumer still thinks it's fucking 1984 or 1994. He has no clue where his party is going. And the fact that he didn't endorse, I was waiting for him to endorse him. I'm waiting for like the post to come up today. I'm endorsing Zohran Mamdani. I think that it's probably really important that I do that. Hold on, I lost my glasses. What's the guy's name again? But he didn't. And Jeffries, even though we got that lukewarm, mediocre as fuck endorsement, I saw him on CNN today, and oh my God, man, it was just embarrassing. What's his face? Jake Tapper, not his porn name. He asked Hakeem Jeffries what he thought about the election. He didn't want to be very specific because honestly, everybody knows the one he's really asking about is Zohran Mamdani. And he's like, oh yeah, we did great with, all of the people that won in Virginia and North Carolina. Spanberger, I used to work with her. She's great. And congratulations to Mikie Sherrill. I used to know her too. She's fantastic. I think that we did really great. And this is a referendum on Trump. And then they're like, what about Zohran? Oh, of course, I'm very happy about Zohran Mamdani. Yes, super happy. I mean, I've always been for him. I only gave him my endorsement like 5 days ago, but I've always been behind him, And honestly, it's a referendum on the affordability, and it's a referendum on Trump. No, dude, it's not. This was not a referendum on Trump. Maybe the Spanberger and the Sherrill and the Supreme Court seats, but here in New York, it wasn't. It was, we are done with the crooked and corrupt Andrew Cuomo and his ties to Donald Trump and all of the same shady shenanigans that always go on in this fucking crooked ass town. We need somebody who is a little bit cleaner. I guarantee you, all of the people that were glad that Bill de Blasio was gone and Eric Adams was the new mayor, 2 years later, all of them were going, man, I miss Bill de Blasio, man. He was a little bit nicer. He wasn't quite as crazy. I'm just saying. But pundits like Rahm Emanuel, Jake Tapper, David fucking Axelrod, all these people from the early days of Obama. And Obama ran on this hope and change, and he basically just gave you more of the same. He bailed out the banks. He didn't bail out the people. And he ended up, after 8 years in office, bankrupting the DNC and losing 1,000 governorships and state house seats in the process. Now, some of that was due to racism. Absolutely. Of course it was. But a lot of it was to do with the fact that he ran on change. He ran on wearing a soft shoe to go walk with the unions. He never did that. He ran on a lot of stuff that he did not do. He ran, and it ended up being very much continuity. No wars were ended. Oh, and by the way, Dick Cheney dying today, I find that pretty interesting, that the day that a Democratic Socialist wins in New York, Dick Cheney dies. There's got to be a punchline in there somewhere. But Barack Obama was like, you got to look forward. Can't look back. Yeah, we tortured some folks. Yeah, we did. But we can't look back. We got to look forward. And we're not going to prosecute anybody. And I talked to Nancy Pelosi, and she said that, we got to let bygones, be bygones. So we're letting Dick Cheney off the hook. Dick Cheney dying today. The only thing that I say that I would regret is that he didn't die in the fucking Hague. That guy is responsible for at least minimum 500,000 dead Iraqis. 500,000 on a bullshit ass lie that he leaked through Scooter Libby to, what was that woman's name? Judith Miller of the New York Times, and then goes on Face the Nation and confirms his bullshit about weapons of mass destruction from the New York Times article that he had leaked by his chief of staff. And America bought it. And we all went to war. I don't know if America bought it, but American media bought it. And that's the thing that I wanted to finish off with right now. Once this is over, once this night is over for Zohran, they're not going to talk about him anymore unless something bad happens. If something bad happens, then they'll go, look, socialist, bad, look what happened, bad, socialist. They are already moving the story to Spanberger and Sherrill. They're already moving to that argument, saying that the reason why they won is because they ran centrist. And they weren't so far lefty like old Zohran. They ran right down the middle, and it's going to reconfirm their bias, this centrist third way bias that they have. And that's going to be the story. Mark my words, for the next couple of days, you're going to be hearing about their win and their mandate, and they're not really going to talk about Zohran very much anymore. If I'm not mistaken, and I just wanted to show you this, I did pull this up. Check this out. I don't know if you guys remember this. It was maybe a year or two ago. It was these women, these 5 freshman congresswomen changed history by becoming unlikely leaders. And they call themselves like the Badass Squad as an answer to AOC Ilhan Omar, the Squad. They wanted to call themselves, we're the Badass Squad, because there's no originality anywhere. And these are those women: Chrissy Houlihan of Pennsylvania, Elaine Lurie of Virginia, Mikie Sherrill of New Jersey. So now she's ascended to being the governor of New Jersey. Abigail Spanberger of Virginia. Now she's ascended from being a representative to the governor. And somebody that's already in Congress as we speak, CIA Alyssa Slotkin. And by the way, I just wanted to point it out that Spanberger, she was also in the CIA too. So they are going to be, the news media is going to be touting this for a while now. See, it's centrism and it's tough white ladies. And I know, white lady over here bitching about white ladies winning, but I don't care about your color. I don't care about your sex. I care about your fucking policy. Just give me policy. You could be a purple person in a burlap sack. If you win and you got good policies, I'm down. I'm totally down. But this is going to be the conversation that's going to be going in the next few days. It's about being a centrist. And, hey, those CIA ladies, they're tough, man. That's why they won. And Donald Trump is bad. And it's the economy. And it's all a referendum on him. And they've got a mandate because they ran centrist. Mark my words, they're not going to be bringing up Zohran very much anymore. He was a flight of fancy for the news media to talk about. And secretly, all of them deep down were hoping that he would lose, but they were probably seeing the writing on the wall. And I guarantee you, as Andrew Cuomo heads to the airport, because he said he was moving to Florida, I guarantee you he walked out of the room going, God damn, I'm glad that's over. I just want to get out of here. Look, honey, I loved living in your apartment for the last couple of weeks, but I gotta get out of town. I'm fucking tired. But the badass squad is going to be what the media is going to get behind, and they're going to tout that as the big win. I also promised you that I was going to look one more time. 64.3% yes for the redistricting in California. So that looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. It looks like it's going to pass. On that topic alone, I honestly, I hate this whole gerrymandering thing. I think every state should have an independent board that draws congressional lines. It shouldn't be a Democrat. It shouldn't be a Republican. It should be an independent group that picks this out. No politician should have a hand in it. But unfortunately, the rules that have been written and have been passed down from the Supreme Court that it's okay to do it on political lines, and since so many Republican states are doing it, we kind of don't have a choice. We have to do this. It's unfortunate, but this is the hand we're dealt. And sadly, even the redistricting of California, even though it will probably give maybe 9-10 more seats, they're still at a deficit because with all of, with Florida, Indiana, Texas, and a handful of other red states, they're already looking at 19 seats. So that's quite a dearth that they're going to have to overcome. Obama won on Hope and Change, gave more of the same. Kamala Harris tacked further right than even Obama. They had that horrible border bill, and she ends up sidelining one of her best assets in Tim Walz because he had that common touch that he could talk to the regular person. And she listened to consultants. She spent millions of dollars on the consultants, and they told her to go easy and stop joking around and stop picking fights, be in the center and don't go so hard in the paint. All this stuff about J.D. Vance having sex with couches and stuff. I know it's fun at the beginning, but we got to be serious. We got to be pragmatic. We got to run to the center. And guess what? Yet again, it did not fucking work. Just like Chuck Schumer said back in 2016, every working class Democrat that we lose will pick up 2 moderate Republicans in the suburbs. Well, guess what? It did not fucking work. This enlightened centrist, pragmatistic bullshit keeps fucking losing. Yes, those badass ladies won in Virginia and won in New Jersey. And they won by sizable margins. 8 to 10 points is pretty good. But the people that they had running against them were not great. I mean, the dude's fucking name is Shitterelli, for God's sakes. Do better. FDR gave us the New Deal. We retained the House of Representatives through his policies for 60 years. You give the people what they ask for. You provide for middle class and working class people. Doesn't matter what color you are. You're middle class, you're working class, you're hardworking people. You provide for them and they will vote for you. And it proved out with all of those Democrat socialist policies that FDR passed. They kept the House Democrat for 60 years, only until they started getting, a little bit, Jimmy Carter started getting a little wishy-washy, and then Bill Clinton was a triangulating centrist and lost more, and under Barack Obama lost even more. So we had the House for a long time because we were the party of the working class. And the Democrats over the last 20, 30 years have allowed the Republicans to co-opt that, even though we know it's not true. They have always been the party of big business and the billionaire class. But somehow or the other, we have allowed them to let Donald Trump take over that mantle. And it's still fucking mind-boggling to me that the Democrats like Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, Hakeem Jeffries, all these centrist libtards out there have not figured this out. Rahm Emanuel and David Axelrod, they're going, the big picture tonight was that those centrist ladies won. No, dude, that's not the central question of the night. The central question is, are the Democratic Party going to change their ways? Are they going to start providing for the people as opposed to taking big, huge fucking donations from whether it be AIPAC or the pharmaceutical industry or from the healthcare industry. As far as I'm concerned, the bottom rung of next year's election is, are you for Medicare for all? Are you for increasing the minimum wage? Are you for ending wars? If you're not for at least a handful of things like that, you shouldn't even be up there. You shouldn't even be running. Why would you be Diet MAGA and think you're going to win? And I will say this about the badass ladies, the Spanbergers and the whatever the hell her name is. I will say this. They can win in purple states and blue states. Virginia, Pennsylvania, definitely very purplish states. But you try that in Tennessee. You try that in Nebraska. You try that in Idaho or Alabama. You will lose every fucking time because Republicans will not vote for a diet Republican when they have the Republican option in front of them. Goddamn. I ran on way too long. I'm fucking exhausted. Oh, by the way, Dershowitz said that he would kill himself on air if, or unalive himself, I'm sorry, if Mamdani won. I was looking for the footage. I didn't see it. I know it's terrible. I'm horrible. But great news. Donald Trump is probably not very happy right now, and that makes me very happy. But congratulations, Zohran Mamdani. Fucking did it, man. Now the battle really starts, and it's not going to be an easy one. Donald Trump is already talking about taking away funding from the city, and we all knew this was coming. We all knew it. But at least we have somebody who's willing to fight that son of a bitch as opposed to lay down in a chalk outline of themselves and give Donald Trump whatever the fuck he wants, a la Cuomo. Hopefully, mirroring what Zohran just said earlier, if I never have to say his name again, it will be too soon. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this. If you did, please like and subscribe. And I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Hopefully, my voice will be a little bit better and I'll be able to do a full show tomorrow. But until then, you guys have a great night and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like and subscribe. Keep rocking.